Hey guys, what's up? It's your local lunatic here, bringing you guys another Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile for the July 2019 format. This time, it is for the previously foreshadowed Battlin Boxer deck that is actually the first deck I've ever built and took to a competitive event. I first took it to a locals, then I took it to a regional 3 to 4 years ago, and I absolutely love this deck. This is actually used by Alito in the anime, and I don't know. It just sort of reminds me of all my years of karate practice. I spent about 10 plus years. Well, I guess just a little over a decade. Um, in different karate practices, practicing over 5 different kinds of martial arts styles, and obviously very fitting for the archetype's name. It is a battle-oriented deck, and well, battle-oriented archetype, I guess I should say. And I really love it. It's my favorite deck of all time. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. So first off, we have 3 copies of Battlin Boxer Headgeared. This is your best normal summon. Ideally, you'll always open this card, or at least have access to it. So whenever this card is normal summoned, you can send one Battlin Boxer monster from your deck to the graveyard. So you just will usually dump something like a Battlin Boxer Counterpunch. That way you can banish him from the graveyard and give him or any other Battlin Boxer monster that battles an opponent's monster an additional 1,000 attack points. But we'll get to that in a bit. In addition to that, once per turn, this face-up attack position card can't be destroyed by battle, so that's pretty good. Because, at least back when these cards first came out, there wasn't really that many ways to get more than one attack on the first turn. Or at least in the metagame back then. Um, Next up is 3 copies of Battle Boxer Sparer. This deck is by far a going first deck, which kind of contradicts the sort of battle-oriented aspect of it. But if you control a Battle Boxer monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. However, if you do, you cannot conduct your battle phase for the rest of this turn. Basically, what you would do is you'd normal summon Battle Boxer Headgear, use Headgear's effect to pitch either a Battle Boxer Counterpunch, which will allow you to, as I said, banish it from your hand or graveyard to give a Battle Boxer monster that you control that's attacking or being attacked, so it works during either player's turn as a quick effect. An additional 1,000 attack points, and you can only use that effect once per turn. In addition to that, you also can just dump something like a Glass Jaw if you want to recur something that you already have in your graveyard on later turns. It's just very wide and it's different applications and uses. So anyway, and then of course you'll Xyz into Lead Yoke usually, but you could go into something else depending on the situation. Next up is 3 copies of Battle Boxer Glassjaw. So this is the very definition of a glass cannon, hence the name. When this card is targeted for an attack, destroy this card. However, since they have to directly target it for an attack, they do not get the attack replay, which is good. And when this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, not just his own, you can even use the Foolish Burial to dump him and get the effect. You can target a Battle Boxer monster in your graveyard other than this card and add it to your hand. So usually if I have a copy of Switch Hitter in the graveyard, I'll dump this either with Headgeared or Foolish Burial, and then I'll fetch the Switch Hitter from the graveyard. That way, Switch Hitter from the graveyard. That way I can make a free rank 4 play, and that's, again, that came out, that, I really need to space my wording on that, because space my timing on those 2 words, because that sounded like something else for a bit. But anyway, yeah, I really like it. Counterpunch, we already went through his effect. He's just really good. An archetypal hand trap for the deck, amazing. 3 copies of him, as well as Battle Boxer Switch Hitter. Whenever this card is normal summoned, you can target one Battle Boxer monster in your graveyard and special summon that target. However, you cannot special summon any monsters during the turn you activate this effect except Battlin boxer monsters. So it locks you into the archetype for the turn, but that doesn't matter because you're primarily going to want to make lead yoke with this. If you're wanting to make an outside of the archetype Link 4, I mean not Link 4, I'm sorry, rank 4, what you'll do is summon Headgear, Special Sparer, and you lose your battle phase for turn, but whatever really. I mean, this card is just absolutely amazing. It's pretty much the only other card you're going to want to normal summon. Your backup normal summon in that regard, outside of Headgear himself. But anyway, moving on, we have 3 copies of Battlin Boxer Big Bandage. So, at first I didn't really like this card, but then I figured out that, surprise, surprise, he's actually really good. So once per turn, this card cannot be destroyed by battle. This is a straight upgrade from Headgear's prevention from destruction by battle effect, because he has to be in face-up attack position. This card can be in any position, face-up attack, face-up defense, even face-down defense position, and it can't be destroyed by battle once per turn. Also, once per turn, you can target a Battlin Boxer monster in your graveyard or in your banish zone, and all Battlin Boxer monsters you currently control become that monster's current level until the end of the turn. This really just enables all your multiple Xyz plays you're going to go into. Primarily, you're obviously just going to go into rank 4 plays. I did it again. But anyway, you could also, for an example, just make, say you have a big bandage and 2 other Battlin Boxer monsters, except Counterpunch, obviously, on your board. You can make all of them level 4 and then go into number 105, rank it up in the C105, and it just goes off from there. Outside of that, we're running 3 copies of Battlin Boxer Veil. So, unfortunately, it's whenever you take battle damage, but in a way, it's kind of better. At the time this deck came out, it would have been a lot better if it said effect damage, but in general, it's better that it says battle damage now. You can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, gain life points equal to the damage you took, so you literally get a free special summon when you take battle damage with this thing in your hand, because you're not losing any life points. Well, I mean, technically you are, but you're gaining them right back, and you're getting a free body on the board as well. So you either protect against another attack, or you can also just wait intentionally until the last attack, and then get a free level 4 on the board to go up into a rank 4 on your next turn. For our final monster in the deck, 3 copies of Battlin Boxer Shadow. This is absolutely amazing in this deck. So during the main phase, you can detach one Xyz material from a Battlin Boxer Xyz monster you control, and if you do, special summon this card from your hand. However, you can only use this effect of Battlin Boxer Shadow once per turn. Basically, what you'll do is you'll always go into a lead yoke, use this card's effect from the hand, detach a material from the lead yoke. Lead yoke will activate, gaining himself an additional 800 attack points, and you also got this card special summon as well. So that's halfway to another rank 4, and that's just amazing. Outside of that, we're moving on to spells. 1 copy of Foolish Burial to dump literally anything, honestly. I mean, it's just that good in this deck. 2 copies of Rank Up Magic Quick Chaos. So originally I was running this card at 3, but then it became sort of just a dead card in my hand. Also, I decided to cut a couple Battlin Boxer cards to 3. To 2, I mean. That way I could run a lot of just rank 4 generic toolbox cards like Dweller, Castell, Cowboy, Tornado, and both Utopias. So, you know, just so I have extra options in my arsenal for if I ever wanted it. And yeah, I mean, it's absolutely amazing. And still at 2 copies, it shows up just fine. It usually will show up when you need it, because you're not going to really ever not have access to it. But you also don't get it too much, because there's, again, obviously only 2. And that 3 copies of Battlin Boxing Spirits. You actually need a legal target, obviously, to have this card activate in the first place. So if you don't already have a Battlin Boxer monster in your graveyard, you cannot activate this card. Because then you'd just be praying that you mill a Battlin Boxer monster. This was a mistake I made very early on. Grant you, I was in my young teenage years at the time, but um, me being stupid and not knowing the ruling could have easily gotten me a warning or even a potential game loss. So just make sure that you always have a target and you read your cards and know your rulings, etc. Alright, moving on. 3 copies of Twin Twisters. Just very good back row removal. It's pretty much at a premium this format. 1 Solemn Warning and 3 Solemn Strike. I'm not running Judgment because I just really couldn't find the room. Plus, I don't really like Solemn Warning because as great of a card as it is, half your life points is a lot of resources to sink into a cost for a card that can easily just get negated, or maybe they'll just bounce back from after that one negation anyway. I've also started not liking to run the triple warning. I'm sorry, strike. Because basically at multiple copies, you're just taking away too many of your life points to admittedly negate and destroy different cards during a turn. But it's just like, I don't know. I'm just starting to not like it as much. So I've actually cut those, and I've actually edited my decks outside of this in preparation for my videos when I do actually make those deck profiles, in which case you're not going to be seeing Solemn Strikes much. If you want to play it, by all means, go ahead. I just personally feel that there is something else I could be doing with those 3 slots. And, of course, triple infinite impermanence, because, I mean, why wouldn't you be playing it? So, yeah. Moving on to the extra deck, Abyss Dweller, Castell, Cowboy, Tornado Dragon, Utopia, and Utopia the Lightning. Abyss Dweller shuts down graveyard effects. Castell is just basically guaranteed to get rid of any one card on the field you want. Oh, I mean, technically for five, it's a monster, but you know. Cowboy, um, you can actually use this card in combination with your C105 to get a alternate win con through just burn. And, you wouldn't actually believe it, but I'm telling you, it works. Tornado Dragon, more backer removal. Utopia, because it's just a good attack negator, and then of course Utopia Lightning for just a big beat stick, big stupid beater. 2 copies of number 79 Battlin Boxer Nova Kaiser. So once per turn, you can attach a Battlin Boxer monster from your hand or graveyard to this card as an Xyz material, and it gains 100 attack for each Xyz material attached to it. Also, when this card you control is destroyed by your opponent's card by either battle or effect and sent to your graveyard, you can target level 4 or lower Battlin Boxer monsters up to the number of Xyz materials this card had on the field and special summon them. So what I've done is just, this one time got removed from the board, and I just got 4 special summons. It was just ridiculous. Yeah, it really is. Also, I actually ran into a kind of unique ruling when I was playing this deck for fun at a locals tournament. Summon limit can't actually stop you because at the time in which this was occurring, I know there's another. Now, grant you, there was also another card on the board that I, for the life of me, can't remember. But it was basically, it wasn't like, it wasn't Imperial Order, but it was another card that negated a trap card specifically. And so that was negating something that was negating a, I don't know, it was just a long chain of events, but basically, you can't really, like, what happens is you summon all of these monsters out at once, so you're not individually special summoning them. So the judge ruled that summon limit wouldn't really affect that I can only summon 2 of them. So that was really cool. Whether or not that ruling's correct, I don't know, but I mean, he's the judge of my locals, so I just took his word for it. Um, 2 copies number 105 Battle Boxer Star Cestus. So during either player's battle step, if a Battle Boxer monster you control battles an opponent's monster, you can attach one Xyz material from this card to negate the effects of an opponent's monster until the end of the turn. Also, that monster that you control cannot be destroyed by that battle. Also, your opponent takes any battle damage you would have taken from that battle instead. Um, so that's actually really good, just because again it's pseudo burn. It's not really, but I mean it can sort of like act like it. Also 2 copies of number C105 Battlin Boxer Comet Cestus. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half of the destroyed monster's original attack. And if this card has number 105 Battlin Boxer Star Cestus as an Xyz material, which all the Chaos number monsters have, it gains this effect once per turn. You can attach one Xyz material from this card, then target one monster your opponent controls, destroy it, and if you do inflict damage to your opponent, equal to destroyed monster's attack on the field. So when I said you could actually just win the game via burn damage, you can. The thing is, you can't use this effect. You can use this effect and still go into the battle phase. That's absolutely ludicrous to me, because you can say blow up a Blue Eyes, that's 15, plus you blow up something else. We'll say you blow up another Blue Eyes, so they're taking, because this attacks when you have counter punch. So first off, they're taking the 800 from the initial battle damage. They took the 1500 already, that's 2300, and then they took damage equal to the attack. Then it destroys it and inflicts damage equal to the monster's attack on the field. So that's 30. So that's 3k plus 1.5k plus 800. So that's 5.3k right there, and it's just absolutely absurd. Plus with Cowboy, it's 6.1. I mean, it's just absolutely phenomenal. And outside of that, you have the 3 copies of Battlin Boxer Lead Yoke. If a Battlin Boxer monster or monsters you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can attach one Xyz material from this card instead of destroying one of those monsters. It's very important. You can only protect one of those monsters. When an Xyz material or materials is detached from this card gains 800 attack. So yeah, this is basically a 3.8k beat stick, and I mean it's absolutely amazing. Anyway, guys, it's going to go ahead and wrap it up for this deck profile. Thank you all so much for watching. I've been your host, the local lunatic. Signing out. See you guys next time.